I haven't used my car for over a year, and even though it's a very good car, but I'm not using it and it gets cheaper with time as it becoming older. This is 2017 model and it was 2023 already. So instead of having an asset I'm not using, which is losing its value, I decided to sell it and buy an apartment to rent it out. So I sold my car for 47,000 US dollars and started to analyze the options I have. I quickly analyzed three regions: London, UK, Krakow, Poland, and Pattaya, Thailand. UK is a developed economy and housing market is extremely overheated there. It makes sense to consider that region if you have at least half a million of US dollars, in my opinion. Poland and Thailand are emerging economies and have a huge potential to grow. Unfortunately, it seems to me that Polish housing market was a perfect investment 2 or 3 years ago, but currently due to cheap mortgages, it's overheated and payback period, which is how much time you need to rent out your apartment to get back your purchase price, is much higher than in Thailand. So Thailand it is. Also, there are a lot of tourists who come into Thailand every year, so it will be easier for me to find tenants for my apartment. I started to contact agents and soon started to get options for viewing. Foreigners can buy apartments in Thailand in their name and you don't even need a visa for this. Every condominium has a so-called foreign quota. This is a percentage of apartments in a building which can be sold directly to foreigners. Other apartments can be owned by Thai people only. There's a scheme to own a Thai quota apartment through a legal entity, and such apartments even cheaper compared to absolutely the same apartments but in foreign quota location. However, I decided to search for foreign quota apartments only to own the apartment in my name. My budget was around $75,000 and I was looking for one bedroom apartment in a good condition, well managed condo. I must say that Thai agents are not as organized as in the UK or Europe, where I had a similar experience before. Later, the receptionist texted me saying that the man from Austria is willing to sell his one bedroom condo very fast. The price was 2.5 million Thai baht or 70,000 US dollars, 6th floor, 47.5 square meters. This is a good price indeed. I quickly agreed and sent 5% deposit to the receptionist account as I trusted her and she acted as intermediary. I also had to pay 1% of the total amount to receptionist to get a bank statement, as my bank said it cannot produce this statement because I sold crypto to transfer funds to Thai bank account. And on the day of transfer, I also paid 50% of transfer tax, and it was around 60,000 baht or 1,700 US dollars. I also gave 10,000 baht to receptionist as thank you for this connection. So the total purchase price resulted into 72,700 US dollars. And I got the keys and ownership documents with my name written in Thai language, obviously not very accurate. It was a time to look for a tenant now. I decided to do it myself and I published a post on Facebook Markets. Very soon, Thai agent contacted me saying that she's looking exactly for this room in this particular condo for her client from Austria again. The monthly price I asked is 16,000 baht or $450. Even though the contract was for 6 months and not for a year, which would have been better for me, I accepted this offer. I also had to pay 50% of monthly payment to the agent. I must say that she organized everything very good, very fast and smooth, and all rent payments I'm receiving directly from her. So she fully manages her clients. I never even spoke or saw him. She very politely asked to buy a new TV in the beginning of the tenancy, which I did. After that, our correspondence comprised just her rent payment, bank checks, and nothing else, which worked perfectly for me. Later, I found that the management fee for my apartment is 22,000 baht or $620 per year. And the condominium is kept in very good conditions, and I would say it has a very big team of management and security who all have to be paid. So the annual income from rent payments is expected to be 5,408 US dollars or 192,000 baht. Minus 22,000 baht or $620 annual management fee, and minus, let's say, 16,000 or 450 US dollars for repairs and renewals of furniture, we're getting a total annual income of 154,000 Thai baht or $4,338. Total purchase price is $72,700 divided by annual income of 4,338 is 16.75 years of renting out to get back the entire purchase price of this apartment, or This is a 6% of annual income, which is obviously lower than investments into stocks, but much more stable and predictable. If the price of apartment will grow, let's say 4% annually, it will result into 10% of annual income, which is possible but not guaranteed, obviously. Also, the local currency rate to US dollar should be accounted for, as if the currency will be stronger against dollar, this is additional income, but if lower, it's a loss. I analyzed Thai baht currency history, and it's surprisingly stable currency, so I'm pretty okay with that. To summarize, investment into apartment to rent out is a good diversification of my total investment portfolio. Having investment into stocks, crypto, and property makes my portfolio well balanced, in my opinion. My plans are to look for buying apartment in Poland later and probably in London once I exit my stocks portfolio in 10 to 15 years.